7 years down the drain. My fiancé hid years of betrayal behind a mask of devotion. I forgave him once, only to find out he'd never stopped. The most shocking twist? His mother thinks I should have stood by him because she forgave her cheating husband, who still employs the mistress. And now I'm out, heartbroken, and homeless, while they rally around him like he's the victim. We met during college. He was charismatic, warm, made me laugh like no one else could. You know when you meet someone and instantly feel like you're home? That was him. He was slightly older, more experienced in life, and I was completely drawn to his confidence. We clicked almost instantly. A few months in, we moved in together. It felt right. He had his flaws: forgetfulness, mood swings, occasional passive aggression. But don't we all? At the time, I wrote them off as stress from his job and family. 1 year in, I found texts on his old phone, late-night messages to a woman saved under a guy's name. My heart dropped. When I confronted him, he broke down sobbing, saying it meant nothing. It was just a stupid mistake. He was drunk. He didn't even remember it. We weren't in a great place at the time, and I, the fool I was, decided to forgive him. He promised he'd change. He swore on his life, on his mother's health, on our future children. I clung to those words like lifelines. Things did get better for a while. He was attentive, loving, supportive. We went on trips. We laughed more. We talked about getting married. He even brought up kids and asked what names I liked. I thought we'd moved past the storm. But little things started creeping back in. He'd be on his phone late at night again. He started locking it. He began working late more often. I ignored the signs. Or maybe I just didn't want to believe it was happening again. Until one night, he came home smelling like perfume and had a scratch on his neck. Said it was from a work accident. I stared at him. I knew, but I swallowed it. Again. Fast forward to this year, he started spiraling. Insomnia, rants about religion, paranoia. He became obsessed with the idea that he was being watched, judged, cursed. Then one night, in the middle of a panic attack, he looked me dead in the eyes and said, "I need to tell you everything I've done." I thought he meant a financial mistake, maybe gambling. He confessed to cheating with multiple sex workers. Over the years, not just once, not just twice, but throughout the entire relationship. My knees gave out. He tried to justify it, that he was empty inside, that he felt broken and ashamed and unworthy of love, that it was a compulsion, that he thought he could stop. And his mother? When I reached out to her in shock, her only response was, "Well, at least he wasn't in love with any of them. That's something, right?" She then went on to tell me her husband had an affair with his secretary, who still worked for him, and she forgave him. "So I should too. That's what strong women do," she said. I told him I needed 48 hours, 2 days to process, to clear my mind. Maybe go to the beach, journal, cry. I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I simply said, "I need space." The next day, I received a group text from him and his mother. "We think it's best you give back the house key. His name needs time." When I came back, my things were already packed. All of them. Thrown into trash bags, dumped at a friend's place. I had nowhere to go. No closure, no goodbye, just ejected. It's been 2 weeks. I'm crashing on a friend's couch. It's that I doubted myself for so long. that I twisted into knots to understand him, that I ignored the small voice inside me that whispered, "He's not who you think he is." I'm sharing this not because I want pity, but because I need to know I'm not alone. Has anyone else lived through something like this? How do you pick up the pieces when your entire sense of reality has been shattered?
Okay, so I find out that my girlfriend was talking to and trying to hook up with other guys while we are still together, behind my back. I had asked her more than once if she was talking to someone else, to which she always denied doing, and made me feel like a piece of shit for even asking. Well, my suspicion grew to the point that I couldn't stand it, and she left her phone open one night. And surprise, surprise, she was talking to the exact guy I expected, and a couple of others I wasn't, and trying to hook up with them, flirting, sending pictures, etc. My question is this not cheating? She said because they never hooked up, it wasn't, but I think it is, especially considering I asked if this was going on and was lied to and made to feel like a crazy asshole for asking. Can I get some other opinions, please?
I have been married to my husband almost 3 years, together almost 6. When we first lived together, he used to get up earlier than me and would send me a loving text every morning to wake up to. Tonight, I was deleting photos on my phone and saw a screenshot of one of these texts from 5 years ago that said something like, "You are amazing. I love you and you're my favorite person. I hope you have a great day." Tonight, I was deleting photos on my phone and saw a screenshot of one of these texts from 5 years ago that said something like, "You are amazing. I love you and you're my favorite person. I hope you have a great day." Tonight, I was deleting photos on my phone. Seeing and remembering this felt kind of crushing, because I haven't felt that sort of love from him for a long time, maybe sometimes in short bursts, but never consistently. I started having thoughts like, am I ever going to feel that adored again? We went to the dog park, and he asked me what was wrong. I told him I was feeling down and why. He didn't speak for several minutes, and then I asked what he was thinking, and he said he didn't know how to take this, because he thought we were just going to have a nice time together, and he wanted to salvage the day. He seemed mildly annoyed. At that point, I felt so rejected, unseen, and burdensome that I told him he could finish his walk alone. We walked in different directions and finally talked in the car. I started sobbing and told him that I was already feeling sensitive, sad, and vulnerable when we started the walk, and his reaction made me feel like shit. I told him it didn't feel normal, that I could be in that vulnerable state, and he could react with zero empathy, tenderness, or reassurance. He continued to get more frustrated and hostile as I continued to cry more. He finally admitted that since a difficult period 2 years ago, he feels like he has a deadened response to my emotions. He believes that I have criticized him too much, and it feels like I punish him constantly. He said my emotions feel way too big for him. I told him I can't be in a relationship like that I need empathy from my partner. Is there any salvaging this, or is my marriage over? What should I do?
Me and my girlfriend has been together for about 3 years and 6 months. It hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for sure, but we've managed to come this far. I've had to put up with a lot of aggression from her and mental breakdowns. I was always there for her, even if I didn't have the energy at all. I work pretty long hours, and my job is mentally and physically demanding. In late December 2024, she unexpectedly gave birth one night. It was a stillbirth, and it really traumatized us both. She had been complaining for a few months about pains in her stomach. She even went to a doctor twice, and they did not pick up that she was pregnant. I wish I could have done more to prevent what happened. But I thought, seeing as she went to a doctor twice, the doctor told her she most likely has IBS, that every step that could have been taken was taken. I was quite shut off for a while. I would say I did not handle the situation in the best way. I was always there for her, comforting her and telling her that it's not her fault or mine and that it will get easier with time. But I was a little bit closed off to talking in detail about what happened that night. In my mind, I needed some time to process this, and she was not very understanding. She wanted to talk about baby names and spoke about it as if we had a child with us almost, and I just needed some time to wrap my head around how I actually felt. Fast forward a month and a half, I purchased my first house. It was a big step for me. I have been dreaming about it for years, and she was just as excited to move. We looked together at homes, and she was more than happy to move to the area where we live now. She was definitely still mourning the loss, but she was coping much better, I'd say. In the month of March, I had to go away for a month for work in another city. I kept in good contact with her and reassured her every step of the way that I am becoming more myself and I'm more ready to talk in depth about the baby without literally losing my mind. I was a depressed mess for 2 months, and it just started to get better. So I got back home on the 1st of April. My father had helped with the moving of furniture while I was away. The day I got back, we moved into my first home. I got a very funny feeling that she cheated on me while I was away. It felt very wrong, but I went on her phone that night and I discovered she has cheated on me with a past partner. She even told him that night, while she was lying in our bed, that she loves him. She told him on their messages that she's seriously considering breaking up with me and that she would probably do it towards the end of the year. They seemed like they were a couple, basically, after chatting for 2 weeks on the phone and then hooking up 2 nights before I returned home. After confronting her about it, she straight up denied it at first, but then she saw that there was no point in denying it. She said that she was lonely and hurt because of the baby situation, and that she needed some comfort. She profusely apologized, and I could see she regretted it. But I'm not 100% convinced that she was not planning on breaking up with me. Keep in mind, while I'm working 14 to 18-hour shifts every day in a city I'm not used to, and securing funds for our new chapter, I mostly support us financially. She has an okay job, but has a lot of debt that she is paying off that she made back in college. Since the whole cheating ordeal, we have spoken a lot about it, and she is reassuring me that I'm the only guy she wants, and that she didn't mean any of the stuff she said to him. She wants to be with me forever. I have lost all my trust in her. For almost 4 years, I have broken my back for this woman, feeding her every day, comforting her, helping her out financially every single month, and giving her loads of love and attention. I thought we had a super solid respect and trust for each other, but I think I may be wrong. I am extremely hurt over it, and I'm definitely not coping well, but I am trying to remain as calm as I can for her best interest. She got checked into a mental health clinic today for 11 days, because she is not coping with the loss of the baby, and she feels extremely shitty about herself for cheating on me. I know she feels bad and regrets it massively, but how would I know for sure that this will not happen again in the future? She was always the insecure one, telling me over and over that I must never cheat on her. I should rather phone her and break up with her if I ever want to hook up with another woman. She broke her own biggest rule. Cheating was a serious taboo for her, and she said that she doesn't see us still dating if I had to ever cheat. My question is this: do I bite the bullet and give her another chance, or do I move on with my life and break her heart in favor of my own self-respect and future happiness?
I have been married for 5 years to my husband and together for 8. We barely ever fight, and if we do, it's more of a bicker over laundry or house duties. We have a mid-level active sex life. I often have to initiate, and he often says he's tired, etc. He works away about 2 to 3 hours, and generally only works up to 10 days away at a time. When he is home, he doesn't have many responsibilities. He will have supper ready when I get home from my 9 to 5 and vacuum if I ask him to. I will point out we have been having infertility issues for all the years we have been married, so it has been a lot of calculated intimate times, but there has also been a lot of spur-of-the-moment times as well. We finally became pregnant after a couple failed IVF attempts. When I was in my 2nd trimester, we found out the pregnancy would be non-vital, and I needed surgery. He was there for me, day and night, while I healed emotionally and physically. So sweet and kind. I realized he was hurting too, and I would often initiate conversations about how he was feeling, and was always shut down with a, "I'm good, thanks." I knew this wasn't the case. After I healed a bit more, I was interested in intimacy again, and would try to initiate things, and would be turned down. "I don't think you're ready. I think we should wait." Among other excuses. I thought, okay, fair enough. But as time went on, 2 months-ish, I thought there's no way he can be going this long without pleasures. So I checked his phone one night. I went there. I had never checked it before, but we know each other's passcodes. So I mean, what's he got to hide, right? I didn't find anything at first, and then I went to his deleted messages and found 37 messages deleted under a male's name. I recovered them and realized it was an escort hidden under a male name. I recorded the convo for proof, went to bed with my heart beating so fast. I had no idea what to do. I sat on the info for the weekend, and then finally brought it up to him on that Tuesday. I was calm. My thoughts were collected. I asked him if this was true, and then changed my wording and said, "I know you've been with an escort. How many times? Why? When? Who?" He admitted to 3 times. I asked him details. He says no penetration on his part, but there was oral. He wore a condom. I stayed cool during this. No yelling. Not sure how I didn't freak out. He told me, after the incident, he threw up in the parking lot for 2 hours after. I forgot to ask what he did after the first and second time. He got super emotional and admitted that he thought he would not be here on Earth by the time this all came to light. He said he has been super stressed and suicidal and didn't know why he did these things. That the loss of our baby wrecked him. Mind you, incident number 1 and number 2 happened before our loss. At this point, he was so emotional. I didn't know what to do. He was very distraught. I mean, who wouldn't fight or flight in this situation? I did the math, and we had slept together once after his last meetup with the escort, so I'm definitely getting tested. This was the first time I had ever suspected him to step out, but clearly he was good at hiding it. He is such a nice, sweet, caring guy that I don't even think my family or friends will believe me.